Boom, what is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. So today we're going to be taking a look at a beer from a brewery that, honestly, I've never even heard of these guys before until I got this one in through Tavor, and I really don't know much about them, but this beer sounded absolutely delicious, so I wanted to kind of get it in my possession to do a review on it, because today we got one called Just Roll With It from, what is it, Alpha Acid Brewing Company. I don't know, I think that name is just a pretty cool name when it comes to the name of a brewery, plus it has like a periodic table kind of look to it as well. But yeah, this is an Imperial Stout brewed with cinnamon, maple syrup, and lactose. I'm assuming it's supposed to imitate flavors of a cinnamon roll, which sound absolutely delicious. Plus, you guys kind of know how I am with cinnamon in my beers. I'm really picky when it comes if there's too much cinnamon, if there's perfect amount. And if there is too much in this, I'll definitely let you guys know about it. But having a cinnamon roll kind of beer definitely caught my attention. It says here on the can that it's a 12% ABV, but when you look at Untapped, it actually shows that this was actually a collaboration. I'm not sure if this version was, but on Untapped it shows that it's an 11.2% ABV when this one says the 12, and on Untapped it says they collaborated with Bartlett Brewing Company, which is another brewery out of California, I think. Let me check. Yeah, these guys are out of San Francisco, so I'm not sure if this is still that same collaboration or maybe this is just another variant of that same beer to where maybe it's a little bit higher percentage on this one. But I'm excited to try this thing out. I really like cinnamon rolls, of course. They're delicious, so having that in a beer I think will be absolutely delicious as well. So let's crack this guy open and see what we get on the nose. I want to see if I can get that cinnamon. The maple syrup is going to be an interesting touch in there as well, just because you don't really think of maple syrup when it comes to like cinnamon rolls, so I'm curious if that's going to do anything different. Maybe it's going to add a nice kind of sugary sweetness to it. But I don't know if this is supposed to be like a pastry stout. I know it's an Imperial Stout, but I'm not sure if it's going to be more of like a creamy kind of stout, if it's going to be a little bit more bubbly and effervescent. But yeah, right now on the nose, definitely getting a lot of those roasty kind of notes still coming through, like those roasted malts and all that kind of stuff. Definitely getting a sweetness coming through. I'm not sure if I don't think it's the maple syrup. It might be kind of like a more of a cinnamon thing. I'm not sure if they used like a cinnamon sugar as well in this to kind of imitate the dough being covered in cinnamon sugar and rolled up, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I'm excited to drink this guy. So I'll be drinking this out of my 311 Beautiful Disaster little tulip glass, and let's see how this guy pours. I want to see if this thing's actually thick, and it's pouring definitely dark as my soul. A little bit of a almost light brownish frothy head to it, but not too bad. But yeah, that just looks absolutely delicious, and as I say so myself. And plus, this kind of beer is perfect for a day like today, just because it's a little bit chilly after a kind of a warmer day yesterday. But look at that. That looks absolutely delicious, if I say so myself. Not really getting much of the cinnamon on the nose still. Definitely still getting more of those roasted malt kind of notes. A little bit of sweetness. Maybe that might be from the maple syrup. My dog is panting her ass off. You can hear my bed shaking because her freaking panting is so loud. And she just, like, when she pants, she's almost like moving her whole body, so my bed's doing like sound. That's weird. But yeah, don't mind the fluffer in the background. If you see any tail wagging, that's just my dog. But yeah, I think it's time for us to try this guy and see what this thing's all about. So cheers, everybody. Happy Thursday to all. Whoa. Okay, that's a definitely a very, very interesting mix. Up front, you get like a mixture of almost maple syrupy, like a sweetness plus like a cinnamon kind of note in there. I don't want to say it's too much, but it's definitely leaving an upfront like sweetness, but then it kind of vanishes right away to getting, you know, like when you have like straight cinnamon and all that stuff, it kind of is dry and like there's a dryness to it. That's definitely the kind of mouthfeel I'm getting. It's definitely starts ending on the drier note when it comes to how it lingers on the palate. So right up front there's a little bit of creaminess, but then it ends very, very like has a nice bitterness to it, almost doesn't make it too sweet, too decadent. But then that cinnamon kind of dryness kind of lingers on the tongue a little bit, which is not bad. To be honest, I was thinking that this was going to be tasting a little bit different than how it is, but overall, yeah, it's not a bad Imperial Stout for being my first beer to try from these guys. So Yeah, it's not bad. I don't know if I would consider this my favorite. Definitely still now that I drink this, I'm getting a lot more of the cinnamon up front. So let's look here on Untapped and see what we can find that is similar when it comes to the similar beers list. And of course, with this one, see, I don't know about these ones because some of these are ones that I've seen show up from similar beers when it comes to some from the brewery. The Answer's on here, and then this Willow Park one. So I'm not going to choose any of these similar beers. So when it comes to creating a beer that's like this, that's going to give cinnamon notes, of course, I'm trying to remember. There's one that kind of gives me, when it comes to maple syrup in a beer, what the hell is the name of the brewery? Crap. It was called Work From Home, I think it was. It was an Imperial, like a barrel-aged Imperial Stout that was a little bit more boozy than this one. But they take advantage of the maple syrup in there. They don't really think there was cinnamon in that, but that might give you, what the hell? Let's see. Work from, oh yeah, so it was Cerebral Brewing Company. So it's their Work From Home. It's like kind of like a pancakey kind of stout, but this is definitely getting me some similar notes to that. So I'd probably choose the Cerebral run from their Work From Home or Work From Anywhere kind of stout line, where they're breakfasty kind of stouts. I don't know if I would consider this close to a breakfast stout. You're definitely getting some of the flavors, like the lingering aftertaste of cinnamon. I don't know if you know when you have like the cinnamon applesauce and you kind of get that little back flavor at the end of just the cinnamon by itself. That's the thing that kind of lingers for me at the end. Overall, I don't want to say it's too much cinnamon, but I wanted the cinnamon introduced in a different way. I don't know, maybe it might have been the cinnamon and the maple syrup that kind of gives it an interesting kind of profile to it. But overall, I wouldn't say this is my favorite Imperial Stout that I've ever had, but it's not the worst. I'm definitely putting that out there when it comes to that. But overall, yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Not what I expected, but it's still not bad. So let's start looking here. Let's look at Untapped, of course, since, like I said before, the ABV on the Untapped page from the can is a little bit different. So maybe it just might have not updated to a different batch to make it a 12%, but I'm still going to check it in through this one. So right here it says it's 11.2, but on the can it's a 12. So with it being a 12%, I would not consider this sessionable whatsoever. This is definitely one that you're going to have one and you're definitely going to be feeling it. So let's see what else they got here. And with their ratings on here, with over 412 ratings, this one has an average rating of 400 ratings. There seems like a nice kind of average to where I would say a good amount of people are giving this an easy 4. So let's see if there's anybody on my friends list who checked this one in. Of course, my father is the only one. He checked this one in back in September, and he gave it a 4 out of 5. I don't know if I'm going to be that generous with the check-in. To me, the cinnamon's not overpowering, but it's just not the way I wanted it in this beer. I wanted it to be more of like a cinnamon sugar a little bit more, just because when I think of cinnamon rolls, I think of cinnamon sugar and just like having a nice sweetness. But you get some of the breadiness from like that cinnamon roll imitation kind of thing they're doing in here. Of course, you're going to get that breadiness from either the malts and the kind of the grain that they're using into the beer. So that's going to kind of imitate the breadiness. Of course, you're still getting a lot of roasted kind of malty flavors due to probably using roasted malts or kind of the darker malts that are going to give you this kind of color in a beer. But yeah, the flavor is just something that I expected with this kind of style of beer. To me, I wanted it a little bit different than what I'm getting off this. So with the description of this guy, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's Imperial style brew with cinnamon rolls, collab with Bartlett Brewing. Yeah, they really didn't do much with the description on Untapped, but let's look here through the rating and see what people rated this guy. So this guy gave it a 4.5. We got another 4.5 here. We got a 3.75 purchased at Holly Market, which is in San Carlos, California. We got a 2.5 here purchased from Tavor. We got another 3.5. We got a 2 here purchased at the Lazy Dog Restaurant and Bar, which is a place in Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, so we got a 3.5 here saying thick, syrupy texture, maple syrup, and cinnamon dominant. Bitter, burnt finish. I wouldn't consider it a burnt finish. I consider it just a dry finish, but when it comes to burnt flavor, I don't really get it. I just get the dry, almost natural cinnamon kind of flavor that lingers at the end. So And let's do 2 more. So we got a 375 here saying too much cinnamon for me. I don't know, it's almost on the threshold of having too much cinnamon. Of course, the cinnamon flavor is definitely more of a natural cinnamon, which I can appreciate. You can definitely tell they used pretty quality ingredients with this one. I just wanted the flavors to kind of be in a different way, like I've already said. And let's do 2 more after that one. So we got another 375, and the last one we're going to look at, actually let's do 1 more after this. Another 375, and the last one we're going to read here was given a 325 saying sweet syrupy, sweet cinnamon, and maple. Did I say sweet? Great body and mouthfeel. Yeah, the mouthfeel up front is really nice. The dryness is a nice kind of change of pace for the sweetness that you get from this kind of style of beer. But overall, yeah, like I said, it's not bad. I don't know if I'm going to give this like an outstanding rating when it comes to my final rating plus an Untapped rating. But overall, it's still, I would say it's pretty solid. But I kind of wanted more from it. So with all that being said, let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings on our end on this guy. Pour a little bit more into the glass. I don't think I'm going to pour all the can in there, but I'll be able to drink the rest of it. But let's see. Let's look at the canner, because that's the first thing we grade on this here review. So, yeah, I like it. Like I said, I love the kind of periodic table, almost scientific alpha acid logo on there. And it's a really nice touch where they kind of course, they're making a cinnamon roll themed beer, so you see a bunch of tiny cinnamon rolls in the background, and then they have the giant swirl up front, which I think is a nice touch. It's definitely clean and classy. To me, I wouldn't put it to the point where this would be something I'd notice at a liquor store or a bottle shop, just because I like more intricate can art and all that kind of stuff, and stuff with a lot more detail. So when it comes to me seeing this at a liquor store or a bottle shop, would it get my attention? Not really. So I would say for a rating on this for label or in can art, I'd give it a 3 out of 5, maybe between a 3 and a 2.75 for the can art. So, and let's see, if I got this beer in a flight at Alpha Acid Brewing Company, would I get another one? To be honest, probably not. Like I said, I don't want to say I'm not enjoying it, but the flavors are still pretty decent. I like the but I'm going to keep on repeating myself with it. When it comes to the cinnamon and the maple syrup, I wanted the flavors in a different way. When it comes to, I wanted that a little bit more of an imitation of a cinnamon roll. To me, it's just like maple syrupy sweetness, and then get that little bit of a cinnamon. Oh, okay, my dog's laying down now. She was up and moving around for a second. But overall, yeah, I'd probably take whatever I got in the flight with this guy and be perfectly fine with that. I wouldn't really have the desire to get another glass of this. I don't know if I'd even get a 4-pack to bring home. My dad looks like he enjoyed it more than I did, but it is what it is. So with all that being said, let's start trying to figure out what my final rating on this guy is going to be. To be honest, let's see. I'm going to give this a very, very solid 6.75 out of 10. Like I said, I don't want to say it's not for me, but it's not a go-to. It's definitely something I'll be able to drink and finish, but it's just not something that is my favorite when it comes to this kind of style of Imperial Stout. But overall, yeah, it is what it is. So if you want to give this a try, if you're a fan of cinnamon, you're a fan of maple syrup, and you think you might enjoy this one, go ahead and see if you can give it a try. I know Alpha Acid has a little bit of distribution when it comes to around the West Coast, so you may be, let's see if they show any verified locations when it comes to getting some beer up. Doesn't look like it has it on the actual beer page. Let's see on Alpha Acid's page on Untapped, seeing of where you can. So they're okay. They have a bunch of popular locations to where you can get their beer. Of course, Alpha Acid themselves over in Belmont, California, and then you got a place called the Halford in Santa Clara. Let's see, you got the Richmond. What is this? The Richmond Republic Drought House, which is like kind of a gastropub beer bar kind of thing in San Francisco. Then you got a place called Church Key in San Francisco. Then a place in San Carlos called Ale Arsenal. Then we got another place in Belmont, California called the Water Dog Tavern. And then let's see, the 2020 Cheese Bar in San Jose. And then the last one we got here is the Gourmet House Sochet, I think that is, in Redwood City, California. So, looks like a lot of distribution around California, so that's really nice. You can probably find their stuff pretty easily around there, but of course you can always go to their website if you're a fan of Alpha Acid, and Doesn't look like it. Let me see if they have a kind of... Okay, so you can buy some gear from them. You can buy shirts, jackets. Looks like you can get some beer mugs, hoodies, socks even, which I think is cool. And I really like... Yeah, this t-shirt's really cool. It kind of has like a cobra on it. And other, but I really like this Alpha Acid hoodie where it's just like the scientific, almost periodic table, kind of just their logo on the front of it. Just a nice, clean pullover black hoodie, which I think is nice. So if you want to pick up some stuff when it comes to merch from them, their website's also always available for that. And let's see if they have any events coming up soon to where we can kind of pimp those out a little bit. Doesn't look like there is, but at the tap room, if you wanted to go over there, they're on 121 Industrial Road, number 11 in Belmont, California. And hours when it comes to Monday through Friday, they're open from 3 to 8. So if you want to stop over there, if you're in the area, they have 18 beers rotating on tap, which is always really nice. And then if you want to see what's on tap over there, you can always go on to beer menus. They'll push you right to the website for beer menus when you go on Alpha Acid's website themselves and look see what they have. Some IPAs, like a couple double IPAs, a dark lager, a Mexican lager, some sour ales, some nice New England hazy IPAs, but doesn't look like they have any stouts on tap right now, which is surprising. Usually a lot of breweries at least keep one stout on tap for anybody who wants a stout or anything kind of situation. But yeah, it looks like a small, quaint little place that just is very, very kind of has a nice knit group to it. Of course, you have the barrels sitting in the tap room, which is really cool, some picnic benches. So yeah, looks like a nice, fun environment over there. But with all that being said, yeah, this beer is okay, in my opinion. Of course, if you want to try it out, you can search for it. They might do another release when it comes to the just roll with it. But who knows? You might be able to find some of the other beers, and you might enjoy those more than I'm enjoying this one. But it is what it is. So if you want to pick this one up, of course, you might be able to find it distributed around some places. I'm not sure. Or if you want to pick up anything else from Alpha Acid, they are on Tavour, which you guys have heard me talk about Tavour. Tavour is a beer delivery service that delivers all around the country in more suburban areas. You can go on Tavour's app through the App Store. You can get it on Android or iPhone. And if you see anything from Alpha Acid show up, you can click the follow thing, and they'll let you know right away what drops they have coming from Alpha Acid, and they'll make sure to show up on your list. And they have like 7,000 beers rotating when it comes to what shows up on Tavour's app, and it's just a really, really cool platform over there. They've created a really, really cool thing. It's updating. It's kind of being more user-friendly when it comes to the Tavour app itself. But who knows? You might be able to find some more stuff from Alpha Acid around California. That's what I'm seeing a lot of the distribution being around. Or there was one place in Las Vegas, so you may be able to find it there. But other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that like button along with the notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live, do another review. And if you want to possibly get on a platform that's like what I like to call Facebook for beer drinkers, one place that I need to direct you to is you need to get yourself over to Untappd. You hear me talk about it every time I do a review. It's a great platform. You can download it through either app stores, Android or iPhone. It's what I like I said, it's Facebook for beer drinkers. You check in beers, you can get badges, you can see what's trending in your area with people are drinking beers, you can see what's trending globally. It's just a really, really cool time over there. Plus, you can see what your friends are drinking. You can all that kind of stuff, and see verified venues near you, liquor stores that are verified with Untappd, so you can see what is available over there right now before you even go over there. So it's just a really, really cool platform that I recommend everybody who loves craft beer to get yourself over to. So if you're on Untappd and haven't shot me a friend request yet, link to my profile is down in the description below for you guys. But other than that, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you everybody again for hanging out. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to end this like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.